welcome to Survive and Advance. It is state championship week.
Let's go.
We got some great games to cover, and we got to start it off with 7A boys.
Yeah, 7A. It's a game that we've seen a couple times this year, meeting for the fourth time. Norcross and Meadow Creek both out of Region 7. Norcross coming in, big win over Newton. 21.7 rebounds, 5 assists for Kyle Sturdivant. 23 points for Brandon Boston. Joseph Toppin had 15.17 rebounds to lead the Blue Devils. They're taking on a Meadow Creek 3-0 against Meadow Creek this year, but Meadow Creek ready for a little revenge. Their forwards played great. Hightower, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Jameer Chaplin, 18.7 rebounds. And Amari Kelly, 10 points and 7 rebounds, a couple blocks as well.
Yeah, Meadow Creek hoping the fourth time is a charm. 65-52, their first loss, and they lost 64-63 on a Kyle Sturdivant buzzer beater. Then 53-52 in the region championship. Kyle Sturdivant buzzer beater. So there has been a lot of heartbreak for Meadow Creek, but they are definitely ready. They're battle-tested. That tough game against Grayson where they dominated the paint inside with Amari Kelly and Corey Hightower. So they do have the size, they do have the big men inside to try and slow down Norcross and control that tempo and control the paint. I think Kedrick Green, the freshman point guard, is going to be very important in this game. It doesn't get much bigger than the state championship game as a freshman, so he is going to be challenged. I mean, he's seen this Norcross backcourt a lot, so he's going to have a lot to deal with. But what do you think about Norcross? I know you've seen them play.
Yeah, I mean, Norcross, obviously, I've been high on them all year. I think Dalvin White does a great job running the point guard. Never has too many points, but a lot of assists. They got 17 points from Kevin Eskridge off the bench, and then their semifinal win over Newton. So if they can get those bench points, that's going to be really big. Meadow Creek handled the guard play of Grayson really well. Hopefully, if they can do that again against Norcross, they're going to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, Norcross is really rolling right now. When you beat McEachern by 20, you beat Newton by 20, you are doing something right. And Brandon Boston, we know he's a 5-star sophomore, but he is coming to his own. He has taken over. And then JoJo Toppin's just been outstanding, athletic, rebounding, slam dunking, doing all the good stuff you need to see for Norcross. So this is going to be a really fun game. Kyle Sturdivant, that's going to be the man. If it's a close game and we're going down to the wire and there's about 20 seconds left and it's tied or they're down one or whatever, Meadow Creek is going to be white-knuckled and saying, how can we slow them down?
Meadow Creek and Norcross, 7A state championship. 6A preview coming up next.
Survive and Advance is back with a 6A championship between Langston, Hughes, and Gainesville, an Elite 8 matchup, a rematch from last year, which was an absolute classic, 72-69. Gainesville was the favorite all season long again last year to win it, but Langston Hughes broke their heart, and now they have a little bit of a chance for revenge, Ned Cage.
Yeah, Langston Hughes, the defending 6A state champs, coming in 26-5. Just knocked off Jonesboro 69-49 in the semifinals. Landers Nolly, obviously the headliner, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Tyler Smith, 11 points. Tyrell Morgan, 10 points to kind of be the complimentary scorers there. They're taking on this Gainesville team. You talked about 21 wins in a row, started 3-6. Now they're in a state championship game. Knocked off Heritage Conyers, 102-86, dominant win there. Rafael Rubel, 22 points, 18 for Xavier Bledson, and the Rosser brothers combined for 29 points.
Yeah, I was in Carrollton, so I watched how both of these games shook out. And that Gainesville game, they were up on Heritage early, and then they let them back in it, and they pulled away at the end there. And same with Langston Hughes, they put the foot on the gas pedal late. But this is going to be a great matchup. Gainesville has so much length and so many athletes, and they're going to press. They're going to play extremely fast. They do have the size advantage on Landers, Nolly's, Langston Hughes team, but it all boils down to how are you going to slow down Landers. You just said he had a great game, knocking down some threes, and when he gets going, he gets that mouth going, a little trash talk, and he can get into people's head. And Gainesville has to be careful because Gainesville, they play with a lot of emotion. They can get chippy, and they have to just make sure that emotion doesn't boil over and hurt them. Use that emotion as something positive. Don't make that be a hindrance, because when they got beat by Langston Hughes last year, it was kind of an ugly ending to the game. KJ Buffin went out, and there were some words exchanged here and there. And then in the stands, I think the crowd got into it too. So there's going to be a lot of bad blood in this one. And the whole key is how do you stop Landers? But Tyrell Morgan has been very good for them. Tyler Smith had some big dunks. But the one thing with Gainesville, if this is a close game going down the stretch, are they ready for it? They haven't been battle tested since January 20th when they pulled a rabbit out of the hat, beat Buford 83-81. After that, they have seen no games within single digits. So I think if this is a close one for Langston Hughes, late in the fourth quarter, who knows what will happen.
Gainesville back the title game, first time since 2013. Langston Hughes looking to defend their title. 6A girls next.
Welcome to Survive and Advance. We got 6A Girls State Championship to break down, Ned Case.
Lovejoy coming in after a big 70-42 Final Four win over Northview, 31-1 on the year now. Genesis Bryant, 18 points in that semifinal win. And nice contribution from the senior Caleb Brown, 16 points, 12 rebounds. They're going to take on a Harrison Lady Hoyas team who we had the chance to see earlier this year in a Sportal Space broadcast. 26-4 on the year, coming in, knocking off Douglas County by 14 in the semifinals. 20 points, 8 rebounds from Harper Vick, and not to be outdone, Sarah Woghiren, 17 points and 9 rebounds for the Lady Hoyas.
This is going to be a great game. A lot of great coaching. Cedric King on the Lovejoy sideline, Steve Lenahan with Harrison. Lovejoy was mightily impressive. We knew they were a favorite going into that Northview game, but Anaya Boyd was fantastic. I had it down for 11 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks, only a sophomore. She is going to be a handful, so she was dropping dimes. If Harrison wants to win this game, if they're going to press Lovejoy, that's kind of scared because those Lovejoy guards are so good. Genesis Bryant and Anaya Boyd are so good. So if they're going to do that, they're going to have to be very smart about it. They're going to have to get back in transition, get back in defense. They can't just let Lovejoy pick them apart. But on the other side, Harrison's got some good guards. You said Harper Vick, she's just a winner. She's kind of similar to Genesis Bryant, of course older, but a nice jump shot, a nice passer, and just a winner, makes good winning plays. So Harper Vick versus Genesis Bryant is going to be a great personal one-on-one matchup. But don't forget about Audrey Jordan going to UAB, the lefty for Harrison. She is very good. She likes to have that low crossover dribble, get to her left hand. She likes to back down and spin, get her way to the basket, but when she gets to the basket, she might see Caleb Brown there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good one all night long. 6A Girls Championship, Lovejoy versus Harrison. We're going to take a look at the girls on the 5A side next.
Hello, and we have some Survive and Advance, and we have some 5A Girls, two very familiar programs. Ned, tell us about it.
Absolutely. We got Buford, we got Flowery Branch, 5A Girls State Championship. Buford coming in under head coach Gene Durden, 28-3 on the year out of Region 8. Knocked off Villa Rica 60-46 in their semifinal game. Audrey Weiner, 20 points, 18.6 rebounds, 4 assists from Tori Osment, someone who I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. For Flowery Branch, 26-6 coming into this game. Head coach Courtney Newton. They were led by the Alabama commit Tanya Worth, 20 points, and most of them in that second half.
Yep, and the big X factor in that game, actually, Caroline Wysocki, career high 26 points. They were down about 23-8 to Harris County, struggling defending Jessica Carter, who's going to Mississippi State inside. She's a handful, but Flowery Branch just kept chipping away, and they got the job done. And now they see the one team that they have not been able to solve ever since they matched up in Region 8. They are 0-6 the past 2 years against Buford. Just looking at the results this year, much of the same, 58-48, a loss, 69-38, a loss, and then the region championship, 49-41. Now, I was talking to Travis Coxworth. He gave me some great insight. The big number in this one, 50 points. That is what the number is. If Flowery Branch can get over 50 points, that will be the key to success against Buford, but they have not been able to do it yet this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Region 8, obviously, it shows you the strength of that region with 2 teams in the state championship game. Buford, 8 state championship in the last 10 years, so they have that experience. They're comfortable playing in these big game situations.
Yeah, Tania Worth going to Alabama. She's going to have a great game. Ashley Locke inside is a big 6'3" center. She's going to have to provide some rebounding and size inside, but Audrey Weiner, you said it, she's going to Air Force. Tori Osmond going to Michigan State. They run that great dribble drive offense, leads to a lot of open looks in the corner from 3, and Gene Durden, he knows how to win these games. So Flowery Branch, they're going to have to be very sound defensively. They're going to have to move their feet and close out with hands high against a shooter. It's not going to be easy.
We'll see if Buford can get it done or Flowery Branch can finally get that revenge in the 5A Girls State Championship. We'll take a look at the 4A Boys State Championship next.
Survive and Advance is here, and the one we've been waiting for, Ned, for 365 days, it feels like. Upson Lee and St Pius. Man. I'll let you introduce it.
It's the rematch. Obviously, Upson Lee won it last year. Coming into this game, 62 straight wins, 30-0 on the year. Coming off a 1-point win over Sandy Creek, 52-51, led by their star, Ty Fagan. He had 23 points, now over 2,000 points for his career at Upson Lee. Ja'Cory Smith chipped in 14 points. Trayvon Walker, double-double, 11 points, 13 rebounds. On the other side, St. Pius under head coach Aaron Parr, 28-3 coming into this game on the year. They were led by Everett Lane, 21 of his 25 points from behind the arc in their semifinal
Put some
win.
respect on that name, please. Yes, he is a three-point bomber, had 7 threes, and we got to take a quick, let's go into the time machine backwards. Last year, 53-48, Upson Lee won that game, but Upson Lee was up 27-12, and they held St. Pius to 4 of 22 shooting in the first half. So that game's not close until Everett Lane went crazy and started knocking down all those threes. He was 7 of 15 from beyond the stripe there. And what are we going to see in this game? It was points in the paint. Upson Lee outscored them 32-14 points in the paint last year in the state championship game. Trayvon Walker was a handful. How can St. Pius negate that? Kennedy Willis, he's 6'8". He's coming off, I think he had a goose egg in the Final Four. He's going to have to really bring it. He's going to be tested along with Zach Ranson, his partner in crime. They're going to have to keep Trayvon Walker off the boards. St. Pius, they're going to press. Matt Gonzalo, I don't think he scored in the state title game. I think he might have had 2 points actually last year, but he's going to have a really nice performance. He's going to be chasing around Zyree Scott, but it all starts with Ty Fagan. Are they going to be able to slow him down? He was 8 of 18 from the floor in their championship game last year. These two teams have much respect for each other. This place is going to be a sellout. What do you think about this matchup?
I think Upson Lee obviously comes in the dominant favorite with that 62-game winning streak, but St. Pius, they seem to just kind of chip away, play the right way, play their roles to perfection, and it gives them a chance to win a lot of games.
You're right. They are a well-oiled machine, and we've been looking forward to this matchup all year long, and it is finally here. Ned, I can't wait for it.
Saturday, 4 p.m., Georgia Tech 4A Boys State Championship.